Hi.
Hello, Adam. First of all, I'd like to thank you for your time. I think in Sweden is a very cold night, winter night, yeah?
Yeah, it is. A lot of snow. Very cold. Probably one of the coldest nights so far, I think we have.
Over here, almost melting because this
Yeah.
hot weather is terrible here over here.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, my name is Dewindson. I didn't change my name. I changed it in the other link, but in another link.
Mm,
This one is Maria
yeah, yeah.
Correa, is a friend of mine. My name
Right.
is Dewindson. I'm representing my digital magazine, Dark Mode, and
Mm,
in a Brazilian YouTube channel, Heavy Metal Online, and
right.
also Metal on Papel website. Okay.
Okay, okay. All right, all right. Cool, cool.
Well, first of all, it's a great pleasure talking with you, and I prepare a very fast questions for us. I'd like to congratulate because it's completing 20 years. It's starting 20 years since the band started a career. Yeah, in
Yeah, 2004 even. So it's
2004. Oh,
yeah, 22 years this year. Yeah, it's crazy.
and I'd like that you speak a little bit about this. I
Me
was
me
listening.
and Johannes, the singer. We are the two remaining guys.
Yeah, I'd like that you speak a little bit about this amazing 20 years of career. What were your expectations among the Swedish metal scene at the time in 20 years ago, 22 years ago?
Well, we were very young. We were teenagers still. Um, so I mean, at that point, we didn't know anything about anything, really. I mean, about the scene, about so we just wanted to create a death metal band that you know
Uh,
we wanted to be as big and as cool as like Morbid Angel, or something like that.
were you a big
Uh,
fan of Morbid Angel?
yeah, yeah,
I interviewed
yeah,
Dave
we were.
Vincent 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, yeah. I saw him a few weeks ago at Eindhoven Metal
I
Meeting.
like too much his new project. I think is amazing.
I haven't heard it.
I think you've got to play together. Yeah. You,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. No, but so we just wanted to be a band, a live band. We wanted to release albums and we wanted to tour, and that was really it. And there was us and a few other bands in Sweden at that time. But when we started there, the scene wasn't very big in the kind of old school music we were playing. We had some black metal bands, of course, still from like the late 90s and early 2000s, and a few death metal bands, old school death metal bands like Repugnant and Comos, but wasn't really many bands around. So when we started doing what we did, we were just inspired by the old bands. We didn't really think about that we were doing something that a lot of people didn't do at the time. We just knew we didn't really like what modern death metal bands were doing at that time, so we wanted to do something else, something that sounded more like early Morbid Angel, really, or bands like that. So, but we did have a few bands around. There was like a growing underground old school metal scene in general. That wasn't very big, but it was spread out in Sweden. So we had heavy metal bands. I played in one of them called Enforcer. There was In Solitude.
Nice.
and a few death metal bands as well. The the guys who are now, some of the guys from In Solitude, but also some of the guys who are now playing in Watain. They had a few bands in Uppsala, Dagel, and a few more. So there were a handful of bands, and some from down south in Sweden as well. Necrophagian as comes to mind. But we all knew each other. So it was very very underground, and then we started to go out into to play in continental Europe, going to Germany, going to Belgium, going to.
At the time, you were in which record label company it was until nowadays? I know that it's Century Media, yeah?
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
No, we don't have any label at the moment.
Very bit about it. Well, it's
but yeah, we had. I mean, for the first album, we had a label from Singapore called Pulverized Records that released the album on CD, and then we had a label from Sweden, small label by a guy called Rodrigo, who had a label called Blood Harvest. I think he still has the label actually, and he released a few of those
nice.
death metal bands and I guess black metal bands at the time. So this was like what, around 2005, 2006, 2007, something like that. And then we recorded the first album in 2007, but we didn't release it until 2009. And that was when we went on tour for the first time. We went on tour with Vital Remains in Europe, and Order of Eniad, I think they were called. Some of the guys from Dayside. And yeah, I guess it just kept going from there. We took a little break, I guess, in a way. I mean, we were, what, 19, 20 at the time. So, we started moving away from our hometown. We were spread out. Someone was living in Gothenburg, I was living in Stockholm, and so on. But then on the second album, most of us, I think maybe all of us, finally lived in Stockholm, and then we released that album on Invictus Productions in Europe and the Ashen Offensive in the US. And that's, I guess, when we started touring more, really.
Yeah, the scene in Stockholm, it was extreme, and then I think it influenced a lot about the extreme sound of Tribulation at the time, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I think has a little bit of influence of what happened around in the scene, Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah. I mean, we were inspired by each other, I guess. It was. I mean, Watain was one of the bands around, and again, like Kamos, and Repugnant. And of course, we were inspired by the older Swedish bands as well, Entombed and Dismember and all of those, but not as much really. And I was always more inspired by, Possessed and Dark Angel and Morbid Angel, and the German bands and stuff like that. And Brazilian bands as well. So yeah, it was an extreme time, I guess, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's that because the Swedish death metal was very strong around the world, I think. The Swedish metal scene. And,
absolutely.
But I think that since the EP not changed, but I think it started become a little bit more emotional. Think mainly in your guitar, yeah, your leads. I think it's a little bit more passionate. Yeah.
Which EP do you mean?
Melancholy. No, it's no, not melancholy. Let me
Oh,
check.
Melancholy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but what was that? I don't. That was. I mean, that was one of the songs from the Children of the Night album. I
Uh,
can't remember which songs were on it. I don't. Let's see if I can find it here. Um, Melancholia. There we go. No, it's just songs from the album, really.
yeah.
The Children of the Night. And an Offspring, the Offspring cover, Pay the Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are all songs from that album, and I mean that was an important time for us when we released that album in what 2015, I think.
Uh-huh.
We'd done those two first more extreme albums, and I think we wanted to, excuse me, we wanted to have more heavy metal in the sound, more like rock, I guess.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people saw more gothic rock in that album than we did, I think, at the
Yeah.
time. Uh, but that was, we were all always like a gothic band, even from like the first album. So, but we just stripped away a lot of the most extreme parts
Hmm.
of the music, and then we had more like rock and heavy metal in it. So that kind of became like some kind of gothic rock metal thing without us really thinking about it that much. But that was really the time when a lot more people started knowing about us and listening, and when we started touring a lot more as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I've noticed that you've evolved a lot since where the gloomy becomes sound. Yeah. I have the shirt. I love. I have the album, and that album already represented a step ahead in the goth melancholy. But this new one, I think, has got over it. It's almost like a new musical direction. Could
Mm.
you say that what did influence you along the composition process of the new album?
Um, yeah, a lot. I mean, most of the inspiration for the latest, like what, 3 albums, 4 albums, have a lot of it has been just being inspired by by the band itself. It sounds silly when I say it like that, but it's we kind of already had all of the ingredients there. We just use them in different quantities, I guess, uh, and accentuate some of them more and some of them less, in a way. So I don't think there was a lot of new influences for the new one. Maybe some of it, maybe I don't. I don't. Not really. I mean, we're listening to a lot of different types of music. We
Hmm.
listen to metal as well, extreme metal as well, but far from only that. So it's we've always incorporated other kinds of music into the sound. And for me, for this album,
Uh,
there's
yeah, an amazing album. Sub Rosa
yeah,
Eternal.
thank you. Yeah,
Congratulations.
but yeah, thank you so
I
much,
ain't
man.
have the album physically yet. I intend to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the CD release in Brazil because I think the last two ones I bought it, but
Mm.
this last one not yet.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorite album on Spotify and more listened the most listened. I need to
Yeah.
feature
Okay. Okay.
I need to feature the clean vocals as well.
Yeah.
I think Johannes, yeah, the pronounce.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You are he has a perfect baritone, yeah, vocal.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
constricted melodically vocal lines, I think. Saturn's coming down is perfect. It's a
Mm.
fucking great tune. What a chorus is amazing. Yeah, it's a perfect rock chorus. And
Yeah.
Murder
Right.
and Murder in Red is almost a perfect
Yeah.
like synthwave. Yeah, the
Yeah. Yeah.
ripping song. This song gives me goosebumps, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
how was a
So.
challenge for you all uh, create and compose this album? Because it's very distant from Gloomy, you know, from the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
those one.
Sure. Well, we knew we had to do something. We knew we wanted to we didn't want to play it safe. We wanted to do something different, impactful. We didn't really know what we were gonna do, but um, and we didn't know we were gonna have the clean vocals when we started writing the music. But Johannes made the last song on the album, Poison Pages, and he made the demo for that, and he was singing with that voice you just described. And at first, I didn't really know if he was serious about it or if it was just something he was trying out.
Uh-huh.
But it sounded good, so we decided, well, okay, this sounds interesting. Let's try it. Let's go for it. So that really opened opened everything up to what we could do. I mean, Murder in Red, as you mentioned, probably wouldn't have
Was
happened if he hadn't done that.
Go on, please. Sorry.
Yeah, and the same thing with Hungry Waters wouldn't have ended up on the album if he was, screaming on it, growling on it.
Uh-huh.
Probably same thing with Reaping Song. So yeah, it really when we got to terms with the clean vocals, it really did change
Mhm.
everything really on the album.
Yeah, it's a perfect album. And how is the how goth metal scene in Sweden nowadays? I've seen many new bands recent and old ones like Tiamat
Mm.
going out for touring, you know. I ask this because you have renewed the goth metal with this new album, I think. I consider.
Mm.
I don't know if you consider
Yeah.
this way as well.
I've
I'm a
seen
big
it, sure.
fan. I'm a big fan of goth metal, you know, since
Yeah.
94, 95, since the beginning
T
of the
T
goth
Tiamat
metal.
is
And
yeah, Tiamat is probably the only band I've listened to that plays like gothic metal proper.
yes. And I see you nowadays renew with this
Mm.
medicine, and I got very happy
Yeah,
about
that's nice.
it.
Very glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's like
Mm.
yeah, someone is keeping alive. I know that there are some names that continue very well, like Musical, Paradise Lost,
Mm.
of
Mm.
course. But you
Yeah, yeah.
appear with this album. This album has too much power, too much
Mm.
energy, too much melancholy, too much
Mm.
everything that the dark scene needs, you know, for surviving
Yeah, yeah.
after
Very much so.
after 30 years of Gotham. So this is then I would like to know, how does it work, the goth metal scene in Sweden nowadays?
I know Tiamat, of course, and
Uh,
I met them just a few weeks ago, was it? No, it was in October last time. Met them in Greece and saw them in Greece in Thessaloniki.
mhm.
That was great. That was amazing, to be honest. I didn't see the whole show. We had to leave, but
There are some venues specialized about it that you can play festivals in
in Stockholm.
Stockholm, or only Stockholm.
No, I don't know. I mean, there's the goth scene is one thing that
Mhm.
exists in Stockholm, but I don't know if there's like a specific
Mhm.
gothic metal scene really.
Yeah, or golf in
It's
general.
mostly the goth scene is there, industrial slash goth slash
Uh,
synthwave, darkwave, whatever.
yes.
That's alive and well, and they have clubs. There's one called Club Death. That's really cool. So yeah, that scene is alive and well for sure.
Yeah, you have been playing a lot, man, around the world, Europe, North America. Last year, you toured with Onto Waters, is
Yeah,
throughout United States. And I don't know how many concerts did you do together. Um,
yeah, like 10 of them maybe.
yeah,
I
few
think.
months
Yeah.
later, and you're back for another great tour in America. Uh, how much Central, not Century Media now is another label company, you told me. But do you have any support from the label company about this tour in the United States or something like that?
We sometimes we get something, but not really. No. No, no, mostly not. I mean, we do that on our own with our
Mm.
management
And
and
how
our
and
booking agent.
uh, and how do you consider important for you for Tribulation, this tour in North America again for the career?
Well, we've been to North America a lot. We did a lot of tours back in 2015, 16, 18.
Yes.
Uh, so it's always nice to go back there because I don't know how many tours I've
Yeah, I'm saying because it's
done.
not easy to for I think this style of band
Mm.
get get in in the United States metal scene, you know.
No,
Not
that's
easy.
right. It's a lot of hardcore, a lot of like US death metal that's very popular. But there is a goth scene
Great. There are many
in the
fans
US as well.
nowadays.
Yeah, yeah, and we noticed it already like 10 years ago.
Oh,
Everyone was going to like goth clubs after the show. So yeah, it's there. It's not as big as
uh,
at least not the underground level. I mean, you have of course you have bands like I don't
uh,
know Marilyn Manson and stuff like that still going strong, but yeah.
yeah. And I don't know how to compare, I think, Europe and United States about this tour. For example, when you're playing in Europe, you know that most of houses or venues that you will play, you will find great equipment. Even when you send a rider, previously, uh, the most of houses they have quality in Europe. But in
Mm.
United States, is the same, or did you face a
Uh,
problem like this?
it can be the same, but usually it's not. But you know, we bring as much of our own gear as possible, so we always have the same sound, more or less, anyway. And living without the rider, you know, you can sometimes you get it, but sometimes you don't get anything. But you know that's fine. You can work around that. It is more difficult. It's more expensive to go to North America. The visas are super expensive. But we've always found that it's worth it anyway. So we keep going back.
It has been almost 3 years since the first time you played in Brazil in Setembro Negro Festival. Do you remember this? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, of
it
course,
was
of
it
course.
was your first time in Brazil, I think.
Yeah, Diamond had played, I think.
I was there in front line and I could
Mm.
see the great reaction from the audience. Did you expect that reaction from Brazil? Uh, and what were your expectations before you come for that concert? Because it was the
Mm.
first time. Of course, you always think all the artists always think, yeah, oh, what I expecting from very distant country, um,
Mm.
how they listen my music, how
Mm. Mm.
I meet my band.
Well, I have so many friends that have played Brazil so many
Great.
times, and they all always love it. So my expectations were high, and yeah, they were, and we had a fantastic show. Uh, but that was on a festival. Now we're going back to do our own headline show. So
Uh,
um, now I don't really know what to expect. I have no idea how big we are in Brazil. So I'm hoping a lot of people will show up, but you never know. You never know. But I really hope it's gonna be great, and it should be. It should be right.
okay, next concert will be amazing. I'll be there, and
Yeah, awesome.
well, leave a message for the audience, because there are many people, mainly many people who I know, they asked me about, oh, I expect that they play the whole new album, the entire album,
Okay,
and
cool.
what they've got to expect about it.
We're gonna play a lot of new songs. Absolutely. We're also gonna try to play songs from basically our entire career. We're gonna have we're gonna have a Brazilian drummer actually, because
Yes,
our drummer Oscar he can't come, so we're
you
gonna
can say the
have
name of the the first time.
yeah, breaking news. Yeah, Luana D'Ameto plays with Crypta.
Oh, nice. She's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So
good, good.
yeah, so she's coming to Sweden in just a couple of weeks, and we're gonna
Oscar
rehearse.
had a problem, health problem. No, it's okay.
No, 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 no. Yeah, he's fine. Just yeah,
Nice.
a lot of things, gotta pay your bills as well.
Mm.
So yeah,
Sir, I think our time's almost up. I really would
yeah,
like to thank you for this interview. I really would like to ask you many other things, but I think we have another interview here.
yeah. They're waiting.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Adam, for your time, and I hope you enjoying a lot this tour in Brazil. I hope
I'm sure I will.
you over here and share some beers and wine and have fun.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
Of course.
Bye bye, my friend. Thank you.
Bye, man. Thank you, man. Bye.